multiplying and dividing polynomials. Let's take the general form when multiplying polynomials together. So let's do x plus a times x plus b. How do we work this out? Now, when multiplying two numbers together, we could visualize their product as the area, when one side length is x plus a and the other side length is x plus b. Let me draw out a rectangle. And I'll label one side as x plus a and the another side as x plus b. However, let's break this down into x and a and then x and b. So let me just draw a line here, a line here. So let's label this length as x, this length as a. Let's label this length as x and this length as b. Okay? Now still, this side length is x plus a and this side length is x plus b. But what is the total area? Let's multiply to find the individual areas of each four of these squares and add them up. X times x is x squared. X times a is ax. X times b is bx. And then b times a is ab. So, if we add up this area altogether, we get x squared plus ax plus bx plus ab. Now this is our final answer. Okay? Now, let's put some numbers into this. Let's do 2x plus 5 times x minus 3. Okay? Now let's still draw out our grid. X minus 3. 1 second. X minus 3. $2x and then plus 5 down here. The area of this first box would be 2x squared. The area of this box would be minus 6x, because minus 3 times 2x is minus 6x. X times 5 is 5x. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Now, to find the total area, which is equal to the product of x minus 3 times 2x plus 5, we have to add up the individual boxes, the area of the individual boxes. And this is equal to 2x squared minus 6x plus 5x minus 15. And we can tidy this up a bit. 2x squared minus 6x plus 5x is minus 1x. So that's just minus x minus 15. Okay? So this is our final answer when we multiply them together. How about for polynomials with higher orders? So let's do 3x cubed plus 2x plus 1 times x squared plus x minus 5. Okay, now we do the same thing, but it's going to be a bigger grid. We have 3 terms on this side and 3 terms on this side. So we do a 3 by 3. So do that. Now, sorry, why am I whispering? Now, we have 3x cubed here plus 2x. So let's label this length as 2x plus 1. So this side length is equal to 3x cubed plus 2x plus 1, as we have over here. Now this top side length is going to be x squared plus x minus 5. And to find the product of these two, we have to find the total area covered. So let's first find the individual area covered. 3x cubed times x squared is 3x to the 5. 3x cubed times x is 3x to the 4. 3x cubed times minus 5 is minus 15x to the 3. X squared times 2x is 2x cubed. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times minus 5 is minus 10x. 1 times x squared is x squared. 1 times x is x. And 1 times minus 5 is minus 5. Now we have to add up everything inside of this grid. But notice something. We have x cubed. Oops. We have x cubed. And we have another x cubed. So minus 15x cubed plus 2x cubed will come down to minus 13x cubed. But let's first do this. 3x to the 5, so let's write 3x to the 5. Now there's only one x to the 4, so we're doing plus 3x to the 4. And as said earlier, minus 15x to the 3 plus 2x to the 3 is minus 13x to the 3. Now, we have two x squareds as well. So let's add the x squareds up. 2x squared plus x squared is equal to 3x squared. So we're doing plus 3x squared. We also have minus 10x. And we have also x. Minus 10x plus x is minus 9x. Minus 9x. And then we just have minus 5 on its own. Minus 5. So this is our final answer. Okay? Now, let me just recap what we did. We labeled the sides of this square as each term in our multiplication. And the area is the product of the two terms. However, we're splitting down each length into its individual terms and finding the area of each term. So we're splitting this entire length into x squared plus x minus 5. And we're splitting this length into x to the 3, 2x, and 1. And then we're going to multiply each term by each term to find the area of each individual box. And then we add them up to find the area of the entire grid. Okay? And that is how we got this calculation here. And we got this after we tidied up like terms. So minus 15x cubed here plus 2x cubed is minus 13x cubed, which we have right here. Okay? Now, moving on to division. What we could do is, we could just do the inverse of what we did right now when doing division. So let's take, say we have 3x to the 5 plus 3x to the 4 minus 13x to the 3 plus 3x squared minus 9x minus 5. I understand it's a very long term. Actually, let's start off with something simpler. Let's say we have 2x squared minus x minus 15. And we want to divide it by x minus 3. Okay? Let's again draw a grid. However, we don't exactly know how long our grid is going to be. Let's leave it slightly open-ended. So we have x over here and we have minus 3 over here. This is the multiplication. So x minus 3 along the side times whatever this thing is going to be gets us the terms inside of this grid. And the terms inside of this grid should add up to 2x cubed minus x minus 15. So let's start filling the grid in. The first term we're going to put in is the term with the highest power. 2x squared. 2x squared. What do we have to times 2x to get 2x squared? This is the same as asking what is 2x squared divided by x. We know that is just 2x. Okay? And because it's a multiplication grid, we have to fill out this box over here. And that's going to be 2x times minus 3. Minus 6x. Okay? And remember, whatever is inside this grid should be equal to this term right here. So we already got the 2x. We already got the 2x. We've already got the 2x squared from here. Now, we've got a negative 6x inside the grid. But we don't want negative 6x. We want just negative x. So we have to add 5x. So we put 5x right here. Because remember, when we collected like terms in the grid, like in the above example, minus 15x cubed plus 2x cubed is negative 13x cubed. We have to do the same thing here, but we have to split it up. So minus 6x plus 5x is equal to minus x. Okay, so we know that this term goes there. Now, what do we have to times to x to get 5x? We times 5, because 5x divided by x is 5. Now let's fill out this part of the grid right here. What is 5 times minus 3? Minus 15. Okay? Now, we've got our x squared term, 2x squared over here, and 2x squared over here. We've also got the collective negative x, because 5x minus 6x makes negative x. And then we've got a negative 15 here. And turns out, we do want a negative 15. So we don't have to do anything else. So everything inside this grid right here adds up to this. This means that we know x minus 3 times 2x plus 5 is equal to 2x squared plus 5x minus 6x minus 15. Now, so let me just write this out. 2x plus 5 times x minus 3 is equal to 2x squared minus x minus 15. So the answer to our division is 2x squared minus x minus 15 divided by x minus 3 is just 2x plus 5. As we go up here, 2x plus 5. Let's go over another example. Let's do 3x to the power of 5 plus 3x to the power of 4 minus 13x to the power of 3 plus 3x squared minus 9x minus 5 divided by, so it's a very long term as you can see, expression, divided by x squared plus x minus 5. Okay, so how do we solve this? Let's do the same thing. Let's draw our grid. But this time on the side, we have x squared, we have x, but we also have minus 5. Now, we have to fill up the grid with this term again right here. Let's start off with our largest term, 3x to the 5. Let's put that right here. What do you have to times to x squared to get 3x to the 5? 3x to the 3. Because 3x to the 5 divided by x squared is 3x to the 3. Now, let's fill up the rest of our grids for now. 3x to the 3 times x is 3x to the 4. 3x to the 3 times minus 5 is minus 15x to the 3. Okay, now we already have one term, the x to the 5 term, in our grid. This is our grid. And we want a plus 3x to the 4 term. We already have a plus 3x to the 4 term. This means that we want to add nothing. Okay, we want to add 0x to the 4 terms, because you've already got 3x to the 4. Okay? Now, let's look at this. We have minus 15x to the 3. However, we want minus 13x to the 3. So what do we have to do? We have to add 2 more x to the 3's in order for the sum of the x to the 3's terms in this grid to become negative 13x to the 3. So let's add our 2x to the 3 inside of the grid. And obviously, again, what do we have to times to x squared to get 2x to the 3? What do you have to times to x squared to get 2x to the 3? We have to times 2x. Okay? Now let's fill out the rest of the grid. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times minus 5 is minus 10x. Okay? So now we've got our x to the 3 terms in check, because 2x to the 3 plus minus 15x to the 3 makes minus 13x to the 3. We want to check up on our x squared terms. We want 3x squared, and right now we only have just 2x squared. So what do we have to do? We have to add an x squared. X squared. Now the sum of the x squared terms inside of the grid makes 3x squared. Okay? So x squared times what makes x squared? Simply just 1. Okay? Now 1 times x is just x, and 1 times minus 5 is just minus 5. Now let's see what we have in the grid so far. We've got our x squared terms in check, because 2x squared plus x squared makes 3x squared, and which is what we want. Now let's go on to check whether we have a total of negative 9x's. We have negative 10x's right here, and we have plus 1x right here. That makes a total of negative 9x, which we have right here. So that works out. Now let's go to our next term, minus 5. Let me use a different color real quick. Let's use green. Minus 5. In our grid, we also have minus 5. This means that we don't have to add anything else into our grid. So x squared plus x minus 5 times 3x to the power of 3 plus 2x plus 1 gets us this entire term. So the answer is simply 3x to the 3 plus 2x plus 1 for the division. Now, what do we do when working with remainders? Let's do another example. So let's take 7x to the 3 plus 7x to the 3 plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 6. And you want to do this divided by x minus 4. And what is it equal to? Okay, so again, do the same thing. I'll go through this a little bit faster because hopefully you're getting the idea now. So multiplying, here's x, here's minus 4. So x minus 4 times whatever this is gets us the stuff inside of the grid. And the stuff inside of the grid should equal to this. So let's load up our first term into the grid. 7x cubed. 7x cubed. What do you have to times to x to get 7x cubed? 7x squared. What is 7x squared times minus 4? Minus 28x squared. Okay. Now, we've got 3x squared over here, but in the grid we have a total of negative 28x squared. So what do we have to do? What do we have to add to negative 28x squared in order to get 3x squared? We have to add 31x squared. Okay? What do you have to times to x to get 31x squared? 31x. Now, what is 31x times minus 4? That is minus 124x. Okay? The way I did that quite quickly is I did 30 times minus 4, which is negative 120, plus 1 times minus 4. So negative 120 minus 4 is negative 124. And obviously the x, so negative 124x. But do we want negative 124x in the grid? No, we only want negative 5x in the grid. So how many x's do we have to add? You want to add 119x's. Now, because negative 124x plus 119x gets negative 5x. Okay? Now, what do you have to times to x to get 119x? Just 119. Now, obviously, fill out the last piece of the grid. 119 times minus 4 is, let's do 119 times 4. That's 3647. Yep, that's 4. 476. Okay? Now, we've got our x terms in check because negative 124x plus 119x gets negative 5x. So we've got all terms in check apart from the plus 6. Because we have 476 over here. This means that we want to add 482. Sorry, we want to subtract 482. Sorry, this is a negative 476 because it's negative 4. So yeah, it does mean we want to add 482. So a plus 482 would go here. Okay, so now when we do negative 476 plus 482, we end up with plus 6. However, you can't do 482 divided by x. So it turns out this would just be the remainder. Okay, so when you do 7x cubed plus 3x squared minus 5x plus 6 divided by x minus 4, you get whatever up top. So you get 7x squared plus 31x plus 119. However, when you do the multiplication out, you get 481 less than the actual question. So the leftover amount is just remainder 482. Okay? And just to make sure you fully understand what's going on here, let's take a small example. 11 divided by 5, you say that is 2 remainder 1. And the value of 2, you do 5 times 2. And then you add the remainder to get back to the original number, 11. That's what we're doing here. We're doing x minus 4 times our answer. And we have to add on 482 to get the plus 6 term and to get the entire thing. So the final answer is 7x squared plus 31x plus 119. Remainder 482. Thank you very much for watching.